the heat goes on.
Yeah, and we're also watching the tropics too.
Right.
Plenty going on there.
It's pretty much on cue, basically.
Yeah.
You know, the tropics always heat up this time of year. It doesn't matter. September 10th is the actual peak of hurricane season, meaning we have more storms on that day. But prior to that, usually a lot of storms developing coming off the coast of Africa. And we could probably expect another 8 named storms before the end of the season. So we may have another 2 by the end of next week. So we'll see how that plays out. If you see anything on social media stating that we're going to get hit by a hurricane, don't believe it. We don't know quite yet. It's a long way off. There's a chance one of the systems may have an impact on our area down the road. But for the time being, things are looking pretty quiet here and should stay that way for the most part, right on in through the next several days at least. Well, Titan radar picture showing some activity now moving to the south and east of us as it heads off to the southwest. We are not anticipating that having an impact on our weather at all tonight. Notice Manatee, Sarasota counties, all very quiet right now. And there was one lone shower just south and west of Northport, but that has since moved on. Arcadia to the east and southeast, some pretty heavy storms, but notice the general track is off to the south and to the west, and no real threat here. Some drier air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. The balloon launching earlier this morning, indicating that the atmosphere is still very dry overhead, so limited shower and thunderstorm activity. Once in a while, you'll see 1 or 2 punch on through, as we saw on Saturday when a few isolated cells blew up. 92, feels like about 102. We have a few high clouds around right now, and the humidity, 55%. Winds are out of the west at 12 miles an hour. We're still seeing that inland sea breeze now. Actually, the sea breeze moving inland. 95 the high today, 97 the record. Now 2 degrees shy of that, and 78 was the morning low, well above the average. And no rainfall to report today. It looks like we'll stay dry through the evening. Tomorrow we'll start to get back into more of a normal pattern with those afternoon showers and thunderstorms coming back into play. 96 now in Orlando. Still hot here. In fact, it's hot pretty much everywhere, unless you're just on the water there. 85 at Braden Beach and Cortez. 86 in Arcadia with that cloudiness and rain nearby there, but 95 in Wauchula. 93 in Northport, Lakewood Ranch, 1 degree cooler. All weekend long and today, this high pressure ridge has really been suppressing a lot of our normal activity. What's going to happen? This is going to move to the northeast. This front, which is stationary, will eventually fade away. And that will allow that high pressure to move and change us back to that southeasterly wind flow, which will bring us a good chance for showers and storms. Well, Fiona, one of the weakest tropical cyclones in history for the most part in the Atlantic. It was very weak because of some dry air around. It is now a tropical depression, soon to be just a tropical low. And we're watching this right now. This is a disturbance that has a good chance, 50% chance of developing into something. It's a very widespread system, so it's going to be hard to really compact it and develop a centralized area of low pressure. So we'll have a chance to watch it over time. Again, these models are just a suggestion of where it may be in 5 days. You'll notice if you take the center pass, it puts it right toward Florida. However, look at this one. This is a Navy model well to the east of the Bahamas, and then another model, which is fairly reliable, well to the south of Cuba. Notice that spread. Many hundreds of miles there. So no way of knowing exactly what's going to happen with this down the road, but it looks like the Bahamas, at least the southern portion of it, will have an impact on that system. And then Fiona, not much with it. It's expected to stay on the open waters of the Atlantic. Tropical depression 7, which could soon become Gaston, is going to be out there in the Atlantic, so not a concern there either. And no concern for rain tonight here, but tomorrow a different story. We'll get back into that rainy pattern, I believe, on Tuesday, and that will continue through the rest of the week. Northeast winds turn to the northwest at 5 to 10 knots. A light chop on the bays and inland waters. The UV index, you better believe it, is going to be high tomorrow. The water temperature at 89, low tide at 10:55, and a low tide 11:49. Sunset will be at 8:01. Tonight, warm, muggy, and then fair after midnight, a low of 78. Tomorrow, a better chance for those scattered afternoon and evening storms, a high of 91. The extended forecast shapes up like this. Better chances for showers and storms, typical of summer, all the way through the weekend and beyond. We'll be watching the tropics closely, though, over the weekend.